Alright guys, listen, we got a solid pair of sneakers in today that I personally am super excited to take a look at. Now, I've kind of got a general feeling from people that they're maybe not liking this colorway or not feeling it just yet, but let me tell you, this one I'm really starting to like. We've seen a decent amount of different colored Jordan 1s in the past, and I'd say that this one definitely falls in that category. So let's figure this one out. Today guys, we are taking a look at the Jordan 1 Patina. Alright, so here is the box, a regular Jordan 1 box, so we're going to skip all of the details. I'll just show you that size tag, and let's pop the top and take a look at these because, guys, this is a good one. This is a good one. Today's pair of sneakers, the Jordan 1 Patina. So here it is, and these actually go by a couple different names. So there's the Patina colorway, there's the Rust Shadow, and there's also the Light Army. So literally call these whatever you want. Nike Sneakers calls them Rust Shadow, so maybe we should call them that. However, I kind of like the sound of Patina. Alright, so there is quite a few things about this colorway that make it pretty different. But first, let me give you some specifics on these because the release date is a little bit confusing. These actually released on March the 25th, however, they are currently delayed to release out in the US, so I don't actually know if there is an exact release date. However, I do imagine that you guys out in the US will eventually get this colorway, I just don't know when. They retail for the regular Jordan 1 price tag of £140 here in the UK or $170 out in the US. Whenever these do drop out in the US, I think they're going to be met with a little bit of a split opinion. People will either love these or really dislike them. Now listen, I was also a little bit unsure before I got these in hand, but let me tell you, after wearing them and feeling them, I actually now really like these. The actual materials you get on this is awesome. The leather feels super smooth, it feels buttery, it feels wrinkly, it feels everything you want your leather to feel. For sure, a lot better than a regular Mocha Jordan 1. So if you're familiar with the Mochas, just understand that this is going to at least feel a lot nicer. You got the base leather coming in a kind of tumbled looking style. It feels, again, really cool. And of course, that is all the black elements that you see from the toe box to the medial, the lateral, and of course up round by the ankle area. Again, everything feels really good. In fact, especially around this ankle area, feels super soft, and of course that's going to contribute to a really nice feeling when you're wearing them. Towards the back half, you can see that they've switched it up to a kind of nubuck or suede material. This feels very similar to the Mochas, and I would say pretty much the exact same feeling material. However, this one comes in a kind of grayish with a very slight green tint to it. And then of course for the rest of the shoe, around the mudguard, the eye stays, and of course the Nike swoosh, this has a rusty, shimmery, kind of metallic looking color. It is kind of metallic and shimmery, so you are getting a kind of rusty effect when you look at it, and I think that that makes this shoe look really, really interesting. It does have a slightly kind of reflective tone, but again, the leather feels great on it, so you don't have to worry about it being a plasticky feeling material like I feared before I actually got these in hand. And I guess the whole theme of this shoe is kind of aged, rusty, worn, I guess, effect, or at least that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting with this. Now, something that you've probably already clocked onto and thought was a little bit left field is the actual top of the tongue where you get the Nike tag. Now, this tag comes in a little bit of a strange light mint color. The tag actually comes with the zigzag stitching, which obviously is not that common when it comes to Jordan 1s. We are most commonly used to this tag that you find on the top. I don't know if you can really see that, but this tag is something we saw on the Biohacks, I believe. Now, that kind of minty green color also is present on the extra pair of laces. So I kind of appreciate how they did that. It's a very small piece right on the tongue, and you can kind of lean into that color when you add these minty green laces, or you can kind of stay away from it and add the black laces, which just gives you a little bit more of a darker and I guess a little bit more normal color combination. This tongue tag may be a little bit strange to some people. For me personally, it's really not a make it or break it. I actually kind of like it in some sense. I think it looks a little bit different. The midsole comes in white, which I'm actually glad they went with. I feel like if they went with a black midsole, it would just look a little bit too dark. I think that the white makes it just look a little bit better in my opinion. Then of course you get the traction pattern exactly the same as any other Jordan 1, and that comes in all black. Again, this might not be a Jordan 1 colorway that everybody likes. Of course, it's not an OG colorway, so it doesn't have that effect on a lot of people, but listen, I gotta tell you guys, I really liked them once I got in hand. I have a feeling that you guys might just appreciate the materials and the way that they look on foot. But either way, that pretty much wraps it up for the Jordan 1 Patina, Light Army, Rust Shadow, whatever you want to call them. Let me know what you think of these down in the comment section. And of course, thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I will catch you guys in the next one, but until then,